Hi, I'm Sydney Davis, and I'm part of the Family 150, let me see what section it is, Section 4 class, and we have our presentation on the career profile number 1 that we chose. The career that I chose was a preschool teacher, and this is a job that you can receive with just your bachelor's degree in family and marriage studies. An example organization that I found here in my local town of Pocatello, Idaho, that is hiring right now, I guess, is the Learning Circle Kinder School. So even now there are jobs that are hiring where you can get it, I guess, with just a bachelor's. The working environment for a preschool teacher really varies on what you choose, the atmosphere that you choose to work in. Some people choose to work from home, and if you do that, you need to have a bachelor's degree in child development or child education, things like that. Others work at daycare centers where you can teach as well, but you're not required to have a bachelor's degree. A lot of the times with that, if you do not have a bachelor's degree in a field like childhood education, they'll require you to have at least high school education, and then you need to get training in CPR and like a certificate. The typical hours really depend on what kind of atmosphere you're teaching in as well. If you are teaching from home, you can choose your hours, and you can choose, if you just want a afternoon class or certain days a week where you want to teach. That's up to you since you're teaching from your own home. As well as you can choose if you want summers off and just like the 10-month round with the 2 months off for summer, which is super nice to have. But if you do work in a place more like a daycare, the hours are set for you, and so that really, I guess, depends on what you choose to do with that. Some typical stressors that happen with this career could be long hours if you are in a daycare setting. Some of these daycares nowadays run 24/7, so they can help with parents who have more of a busy schedule in a graveyard, if they work graveyard shift or things like that, and so you would have to be aware of that as well. Also, a lot of the times you have to be able to move and be on your feet a lot of the time, and even pick up the children, so you would need to be strong enough to do that. Also, some other stressors would just be if you've worked with some difficult children. Obviously, some children would have a hard time being away from their parents, and you would have to be aware of that. And also, maybe if they just had a hard time adjusting and following directions, those are some things that can be stressors. The benefits that you can receive if you work in a school system full time, you can receive the benefits of a teacher. But a lot of the times though, preschool teachers only work part time, so you wouldn't get those benefits for part time. And so you'd have to provide for yourself, which is pity, I guess, but that's something you'd have to be aware of as well. Common job tasks that you have to do as a preschool teacher are help children developing their motor skills, work on basics such as the alphabet, colors, and numbers. You also would need to help the children with developing their social skills and learning how to follow directions. And you would have to oversee the lessons taught and the activities. And then you could choose whether you want to do like nap time. I know some preschools still do that. And then a lot of the times you would have to have a snack prepared for that day too. The education requirements, they vary from state to state and type of atmosphere, as I've already said. High school diploma with some training in CPR or certificate in early childhood education is the bare minimum for some places, but most places do require you to have at least an associate's or bachelor's in early childhood education or a similar field. The starting salary, from the website that I got this from, it said that it was $18,000. But if you work in more of a daycare center kind of atmosphere, then it's a lot of the times the pay is minimum wage and just based on your hourly. So you could be making far less than that, definitely. But the median is around 24,000. That they said. Some miscellaneous career information. There are so many important qualities that just go into becoming a preschool teacher. You're really molding these little kids, and you need to be able to be patient and kind and caring. The employment for preschool teachers is it's projected to grow 17% in the next 10 years, which is a lot better than a lot of jobs out there. And the reason for this is that they think that there's going to be a lot more children within the ages of 3 to 5 in the next couple of years. And so preschool is a pretty high demand thing. A lot of people want their children to be in preschool. And so that is why there's going to be an increase in the job market. I hope this helped you learn a little bit more about preschool teachers.